Hello people, you're welcome to this channel. So this is another channel of mine apart from the one you know already. So on this channel we will be talking about lifestyle, marriage, nursing and so much more, and I really appreciate your tuning in. Please remember to subscribe, press the notification button, and that way you will know each time I upload a new video. And thank you so much once again. So without any further ado, I'm going to be moving on. So to start this channel today, I will be making a banana bread, or a banana cake as some people call it. It's my first attempt doing it, and I've got some very overripe banana and I will be doing it. So I'll be showing you everything I've got. I'm not like a caterer or a baking person, so I've just got some overripe banana, and I thought instead of chucking them in the bin in this corona season where everything is really scarce, I'd rather just make something with it. So I thought of banana cake, and I will be doing it. So stay tuned and please stay with me, and remember to like, comment, subscribe, and let's be friends on YouTube. Thank you. So like I said, I've got this overripe banana. I've got 5 of them, and I will be making use of them, and you will see as we get on. I've got this self-raising flour, and it's from Lidl, I believe, and I will be measuring some out. And I've got this sugar. It's the silver spoon granulated sugar, and I will be using some of these as well. I've got the original Flora 100% plant goodness butter, and I've measured out a bit, and I will measure it with you so you will see what my measurement is, and then I will go melt it in the microwave as well. And I've got this bowl. I plan to bake in this bowl. I don't have the regular baking pan, but I believe this one is my oven friendly, so I will be using this one. I've got some measuring plastics here, so I will be using them as I proceed. I've got this measuring cylinder here as well, and I've got this bowl as well as a spatula, fork, and other bits and bobs to use right there. I've got salt, just a tad bit I will be using. I've got baking powder. I don't have baking soda, so I will be making use of the baking powder. I've got vanilla extract, the Madagascar vanilla extract, and I will be using that. I got that from Lidl. And I've got 5 eggs here, so I will be proceeding now. So that's everything we will be needing generally, and I will talk you through the measurements as I proceed. So I've been able to set it on 0 gram. Then I will be showing you, hopefully you can see in the camera, it's set to 0 gram, and I will be measuring roughly what I've got there. And that looks like 243 grams. So it's just a rough estimate of what I will be using, and you don't have to use exactly what I've used, it doesn't matter. So I will go melt this in the microwave now as we proceed. So I will be peeling all of my bananas, so you can use as many as you want depending on the quantity of banana cake you plan to achieve. And banana is very good. It's a powerhouse of nutrients. It's got manganese, calcium, magnesium, iron, folate, potassium, and all the likes. It also eases digestion. It's good for your heart. It's got high fiber content. It's got high source of potassium, like I've mentioned. It helps with blood pressure management, and it helps fight anemia. So it's a very, very good fruit to have. So there I'm just mashing up the bananas. So you can use your fork, you can use any mashing item or object you can find. So I'm just adding my butter there, the one I melted in the microwave earlier. So you just add it up, then begin to mix. So some people have different methods. You will find that some people do the butter first, then the egg, then they build it up that way. But I've chosen this method. So next I will be measuring my sugar. I've got a graduated or a calibrated beaker there. So I've measured half a cup. So I've got the beaker in cup, ounces, and liter. So I've measured half a cup. I didn't realize the camera wasn't picking it up as much as possible. So half a cup is equivalent to 0.25 liters, and sorry, I think I measured a cup. So a cup is equivalent to 8 ounces and 0.25 liters. And I've just mixed. So next is my salt. I've got my spoon there. So it's not a tablespoon because there is another one that says tablespoon. So this one just says spoon. So I've measured half a spoon and just salt to taste. And I've just added it in and mixed as well. You can use any salt you've got at home. That's the one I've got and that's the one I've used. So next is the baking powder. I went in with 1.5 spoons of the baking powder. So that's one. I've just leveled it up there. And that's half. And that was pretty much everything I used. I kept mixing. You want to make sure that everything you've put together has mixed together. So you have to make sure you mix well. And that's my Madagascar vanilla extract there. Just to give it a bit of taste, like vanilla taste, flavor. And I've mixed that up as well. So next I will be picking my eggs up and breaking the eggs in. Remember I said I have 5 eggs and I will be using them all. So normally what some people do is they break their eggs in another little plate or bowl and then they break them one by each before pouring it into their mixture. Just a precautionary method to make sure that if there is a bad one, you don't directly mix it into your batter. But I had already started before I remembered. You will realize that the fourth one was stuck, the yolk was stuck to the shell, so I've had to smell it to make sure it was alright, but it was actually okay, so I went on to use it anyway. I'd poured it inside, so I didn't have a choice anyway, and I see why some people use that method of breaking 1 egg per time into another bowl before adding into the batter. And that's just me mixing up there. Or you could just do the mixing aside in another bowl, then pour it in. It's entirely up to you. Next, I've got my flour. So I'm using the same beaker I used for the sugar. So at first I measured 1.5 cups from the calibration, which is equivalent to 12 ounces and roughly about 0.4 liters, excuse me. Then I added it up. I checked the consistency, as you will find out very soon. Then I realized it wasn't thick enough, so I've had to add another 1/2 cup. So altogether I used 2 cups for this quantity I've got in that bowl, and 2 cups is equivalent to 0.5 liters of flour and 18 ounces. So I haven't got a filter. Some people have got the flour filter just to filter out any ashy particle from the flour, but I haven't got any, so I just used my fork and I just went on with what I had. So that's the 1/2 cup there, just to make up 2 cups, and I was happy with the consistency following that. So that's the end result, that's the consistency. And I wasn't planning to go any thicker because I don't want it to be too hard. I want that fluffiness, so I stopped there. So that's my remaining butter from earlier, if you remember. Then I've just rubbed it in the bowl just to make sure it gives it a bit of protection. That way the cake, when it's done, doesn't stick to the pan, to the glass. The general rule of thumb is to fill your batter into your container up until 2/3 maximum, and that allows for rising of the flour, and that way you don't have a mess in your oven. Right, so that's the oven right there. So I will be preheating the oven at a temperature of 180 degrees for 5 minutes, and I will be setting everything all together to 45 minutes. So 5 minutes for preheating and 4 minutes for the bake to stay in there, for the batter to stay in the oven for baking. And I've got this one here, and to be honest, I really don't know how this one works, but what I normally do is I regulate it up until here. That says fan. It looks like fan and something. So well, I've put it there. That's where I normally put it, or here, but to be honest, I don't know what the difference is, so I'll just leave it here and see how I get on. And for the temperature, like I said, I will be using 180 degrees, which I believe is somewhere in between here, and that's my 180 degrees, I believe, and that's me preheating the oven there. So I've got my alarm set. You can see the alarm icon. The original plan was to preheat the oven for 5 minutes and let the baking occur for another 40 minutes. Then I got distracted, and that's 37 minutes there that I'm putting the batter in the oven. So this is a quick situation update. I've got 5 minutes left for the 37 minutes that I set to elapse, and this is what we have at the moment. 4 minutes left now. It looks very nice, golden brown. I can't wait to have it out of there, and I'm loving the results. Being my first time, and at this point I'm so scared it might get burnt. I'm just a bit, you know, too careful, so I might have to turn down the temperature from 180, probably bring it down a bit to 150. And that's 00. It's been bleeping since 2 minutes, and it stopped bleeping now. Eventually I've left it to finish bleeping, and I will be bringing out the ready result. Can't wait. So like you can see, it looks still fluidy inside. Can you see the fluid? So I'd have to put it back in for another 20 minutes and see how we get on. I'm so excited about the result. I've made a cup of tea. I can't wait to eat. And that's me cutting it there. It's still fresh, very hot. And you can see the smoke or the heat coming out of it. And I was just looking forward to having a bite. And to be honest, it was so yummy. I was so proud of myself. Everything was just perfectly measured. You can use my measurement if you want. Now I can say that proudly. And I realized that the taste is pretty much natural when you've just brought it out of the oven. So some days later, like the following day, I then enjoyed it more. Like I had a feel of the taste even more. And thank you so much for watching. Please remember to subscribe to my channel. Thank you.